Hey, I wanted to jump on and talk about my book and all the questions I'm getting and how you are not too old and it's not too late and how you can start aging in reverse. And I'm going to be answering all questions about the book that I have been talking all about on social media. And I want to answer all of your questions because I'm getting a lot in direct messages. So hey, thanks for joining me. For those of you that are new to my page, I'm Natalie Jill and I kill fat for a living. Not just the fat on our bodies, but what I call false assumed truths. It's those things that hold us back from getting massive results in our life. And I'm looking forward to chatting with you tonight. If you've got friends, family, coworkers, anyone that has been saying to you that they feel like they are too old or it's too late or that's been in their gap, something that's holding them back, please invite them to join in on this live because I'm going to be sharing a lot about that and talking about some fun things and answering all questions. So invite them to join. And if you're watching me live right now, by the way, please let me know who you are. Tell me your name. Tell me where you're from and tell me your age. I'd love to know your age, especially because I'm 47 and I love to talk to everybody, but I love to know, especially if I'm reaching people close to my age, especially you women out there that are in your 40s, 50s, 60s and beyond. Tell me that so I know. And if you're watching the replay, tell me that too, because I do check back. So just say, you can put replay in the hashtag replay or just replay in the comments. So I know. So hey, what's today? Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I have been on a mission this whole week because my book, ta-da, I know many of you got it. It hit stores yesterday. So I've been so excited about this. I've been sharing all around town. I was on Home and Family. Many of you caught it this morning. Thanks for those of you that told me you watched the episode and you liked it. So I was talking all about it. So I want to jump on and talk with you all about some questions. Let's see who's on. Hey, Christine, I'm on Instagram, by the way, and Facebook. So I've got the phone balance situation happening right here. We've got the iPad. I'm high tech over here. No tripods, no fancy equipment, but I do have my iPad and I have my phone balanced against it. So I have to move it so I can see who's on, and that's why my eyes might be going up and down, just like that. Let's see. Hey, a lot of you that are 50s, awesome. Hi, Donna. Hi, Tamila. Hi, Julie. 45 tomorrow. Happy birthday. Joanne, 50. Kareem, 40. Oh, love it. See, I love it. I love it when I see my age group in here. And thanks, Carla, for the congratulations. Okay, you bought it 10 minutes ago. I love it, Donna. I love it. Okay, so why do I say you're not too old and it's not too late? What's that about? Why do I say that? Any guesses? Any guesses? Any guesses? I'll tell you why. Because as 47, as someone who's 47, I can speak from experience that is the talk in my age group. Like, it's a constant. Friends, coworkers, whoever. It's this, I'm too old and it's too late. Like, we use that as any excuse. Many of you do this. We use it as an excuse as why we don't go for our passion, our vision, why we don't get healthy again, why we don't get our bodies back, why we don't create things. We use that as a story. We say, I'm too old and it's too late. And what sucks about that is that it's so validated, right? And I want to shift that around for you. So I used to say, for those of you who followed me when I was doing a lot with fitness and nutrition, I used to say I kill fat for a living, meaning the fat on our bodies, which I definitely still do that. And I've helped many of you with that. I definitely still do that. However, I've shifted a lot of that into what I think is a bigger issue with people more than the actual fat on our bodies. What that is what I call false assumed truths. And those are those stories that we tell ourselves and we validate in others about us being too old and it being too late. And we do that all the time. And it's common and it's in our gap as to why we're achieving goals. So the reason I wanted to write Aging in Reverse is I wanted to address the three things that make up literally aging in reverse and having lasting fat loss, getting healthier, having great focus, confidence, having your good energy back. That's what I want for you. And the reason I wrote this is there's three staple things that have to be in place in order for this to happen. Okay, so you want to know what they are? Here's the three things. You can take notes if you want. This is good. There's three things. And I want you to picture like a tripod, like a camera tripod. A tripod has three legs. If you took one of the legs out of the tripod, it would fall over. It wouldn't last. It wouldn't hold up. So what I want to introduce to you is what I call the transformation triangle. And this is critical and it's what Aging in Reverse is built on. And that's these three pillars on this triangle that are important for success. So the top of the triangle, if you picture it here, is the state. It's your change of your state. And that's what I'm going to talk a little bit into tonight. Changing your state, and that's your mindset. And then after that, and only after that, is planning your plate. And that's the nutrition piece. And I'm going to dive into what I do about nutrition in Aging in Reverse. And then the third part is the weight. And I don't just mean weight on your bodies, but I mean the weights that we're pushing in the gym, or what we're doing with our bodies, how we're working out, how we're shaping ourselves. All three of those things are part of the transformation triangle, and all three things are necessary to have lasting transformation, fat loss, and to start aging in reverse. They're all critical components. But the one that's the greatest, the number one thing is, you know what it is? It is the state. It is the change of mindset. And what's interesting is that's the same thing necessary for changing in your business, for changing relationships, for changing your financial status, for changing your health. It all is the same. It starts with the mindset piece. So I dive really deep into that in this book first. That's the first thing that we do. And the cool thing is, I don't just like write it out for you. Like I do share it out. I share the steps because there's actually specific steps on how to shift your mindset and change your state. I share all that, but I give you actual activities, fun assignments that you do with me. And that's how we make it stick. Because we know you could listen to me on a video, you can read it in a book, you can read it in an article, but there's something about actually doing it that shifts things for you and changes it. So I take you through these pillars, like how to change your state, the easy, simple steps to do it, and it works. You do these for 10 days and you have a whole change of state. I take you through it and I give you the activities in the book to do it. So if you do it, you start to really, really shift your mindset. Let's see. Oh, I love it. Joanna, you just received it. Where can you get it, Carla? You can get it anywhere, Carla, that books are sold. So Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or if you want, you can go to www.age-in-reverse.com. And if you go there, I link over to Barnes & Noble and Amazon. But the reason you might want to go there is I also link over to the Facebook group after, so you can join in on that and be part of the conversation after you get the book. So you can get it at any of those places there. Okay, so what do I do in the book? Back to that. I talk about changing the state, and that is so critical. So what I don't want you to do when you get the book, because I know you, I'm watching you, I know all of you. I know this is what you do. You go get the book and you jump right over to the diet. And then you message me and you're like, I don't like vegetables, or I don't like nuts, or whatever. And I know because I've gotten a bunch of those messages today. So I'm gonna tell you, don't do that. You don't skip over to the diet, because the diet's good. And what I teach you about nutrition's great, but you're missing the most important part if you skip over to that. So I want you to start with what I start the book with, and that's changing your state. And I literally am gonna take you through my favorite part, how to break. Can you read backwards? I bet. Bonus points if you can read backwards. I'm gonna take you through what I call, this is fun, breaking self-imposed stops. So what are self-imposed stops? Self-imposed stops are those things that you've been believing around aging that are holding you back, like that your metabolism slows down, or that you genetically are predisposed to something, or that your doctor told you that something's wrong and now you're gonna gain 30 pounds because your doctor told you. Those are self-imposed stops, and they're self-imposed stops because you've been told it, now you believe it, and you don't take the actions you need to fix it or change it because it's a self-imposed stop. So I'm gonna help you clean up all those self-imposed stops first before we get into the fun stuff with nutrition. So we're gonna go through that first. And if you're listening to me right now, or you're reading it and you're thinking, but I have this wrong with me, or this is going on, or my doctor told me this. What I want to tell you is I understand it. I'm not telling you that's not valid. However, by me saying you are right, that sucks, it keeps you stuck. And then there's literally no chance of improvement or getting out of that, right? So that's not what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna help you figure out what are those self-imposed stops, and I'm gonna help you shift out of it. And to give you an example, I have a woman that did my full body reset that we just finished up, which is one of my 6-week programs. And she told me, when she joined full body reset, she said to me, you know, my doctor told me that I needed a hysterectomy and I was going to gain 30 pounds. And she's like, you know what? I gained 30 pounds. You know why she gained 30 pounds? Do you know why, you guys? Because it was a self-imposed stop. Her doctor told her, you're gonna gain 30 pounds, so now she gained 30 pounds. Now, I'm not saying she didn't take actions to create the weight and all that, but she had a belief that she was gonna gain 30 pounds, so she did. Now, imagine if her doctor had said to her, you're gonna have a hysterectomy, but you're gonna lose weight. Everyone loses weight when they have that happen. You're gonna be in the best shape of your life. that would have happened to her. And I can prove that because she's lost weight doing full body reset. I mean, she shifted that self-imposed stop and everything changed. And that's what I want for you. So all of you have, including me, we all have excuses. We all have things happening in our lives. We all have stuff that's happened to us, diagnosis, whatever. We have all of it. However, if we stay stuck in this is the way it has to be or has to look, we are never going to have an opportunity to get out of that. And I don't want that for you. So I am really determined to help you recognize what are those self-imposed stops and how do we now create a new story? How do we create a new result, a new opportunity from that? Because there's a lot of them, and I'm gonna go through all of that with you. But to that, I don't want you to skip. I want you to really make sure you go through and really understand those activities in the state. Like what is holding you back? What's in your gap around that so we can shift you out of that. I'm gonna take you through how do you figure out what it is that you actually want. I mean, I know how many of you can relate to this? Like you're like, I just wanna be happy, but you don't know what it is you want. Any of you relate to that? Like, I just wanna be happy, but I don't know what I want. I'm gonna help you figure out like, what do you actually want for your life? What's your vision? What could you be passionate about? What's possible for you? I'm gonna help you figure that out. And then I'm gonna help you recognize what's blocking all of that so we can get you over to that. Because that's the key part. So that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna take a few questions before I jump onto the rest. Let's see. I love it. You're gonna get the awesome Shannon. Thank you. Shannon, yes, you guys can get it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, anywhere. Mary, you're 58 years old. You lost 15 pounds. Woohoo! 10 to go. You're going to do it. Amazing. I love that. Let's see. Jan. Love San Diego, now in New Mexico. No stops. Flat tummy. Love getting older. I love it, Jan. I love that. So you guys, you know what's funny? Sometimes I'll run into someone and I'll say my age because I always share my age. I don't care. I have no story around my age and that women can't share their age. So I'll say I'm 47 and a lot of people are, that's great. Some people might say, really, you're 47? I thought you were younger than that. And I'm always surprised by that because the thing is, who says it's supposed to be a certain way? Like to me, why does that wash us up because we're a certain age? Like you can be whatever you want to be. You can still create a career. You can still get in the best shape of your life. You can still do anything as long as you don't accept that story that because you're a certain age that you're too old and you're too late. That doesn't have to happen. So it's all a choice. It's all a choice that you have. So in the book, we talk about, I'm saying we like there's a whole community that wrote it. It's me and my clients that participated in this when I did this. What I'm gonna go through with you is how to change your state to get you totally ready to embrace a new way of being in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond, that anything is possible. And then I'm gonna get into diet. By the way, when I say aging in reverse, I don't mean like physically we're gonna become 20 again. I don't think any of us wanna be 20 again. I certainly don't. But I want you to have the energy and possibility and wonder and feel as good as you did when you were that. And that's what I want for you. And that's what I know is absolutely possible for you. And I'll share that, many of you, some of you have kids or grandkids and you know this to be true. But if you look at a child, like a 5 or a 6-year-old child, they have no sense of the word no. Like they don't know that anything's not possible. They think anything is possible. They want to be a superhero. They want to be a princess. They want to be who knows what. And there's nothing that is telling them that it's not possible. They believe anything to be possible and they have this freedom around them. They also don't have a sense of time and they're very present. They're very aware and in the moment and they're happy. And they're confident. My gosh, you see kids at the beach and they're not covering up their booty while they're playing under the beach. They're confident, they're free, and they're having fun. And that's the kind of aging in reverse I want for you. I want you to have that freedom again where you feel, like anything's possible for you. Like you have that energy, you have that focus, you get lost in time. You can have that freedom to be yourself and play and all of that. And that's what I want for you. And that's where I'm really going to dive deep into the mindset and shift you. And it's only a 10-day plan. But that's all you need to really try this on and see this new way of living and the way of looking at things for you. So that's what happens. So I go through change of state. First, by the way, we're talking about, if you're just joining us, we're talking about how to age in reverse and that you are not too old and it's not too late. So jump on. If you are jumping on late, let me know your name, where you're from, how old you are. I read all the comments so I see who I'm talking to. And then if you did get the book, make sure you're joining my group that goes along with this. I've got an Aging in Reverse Facebook group, and we've got quite a big community going on over there, and I want to have you over there because I'm going to be answering all questions related to the book in that group. So we go over state, we go over how to change your state. I'm going to get you remotivated, looking at things differently, creating new possibilities, getting excited about what's to come in your life. And then after we do that, I'm going to introduce a new way of looking at nutrition. And for those of you that have not done my nutrition before, you're in for a really nice surprise because it's very simple. I keep things very simple. I base things on natural, real, unprocessed foods, like real foods that once grew. That's the way we look at it. I look at how can we add in more of the good so we make less room for the bad. So I'm really big on super nutrients and getting in a lot of the good foods. And we focus on abundance in foods and like really appreciating where foods are coming from and what they can do for us. And then I also dial back and look at what foods actually help with inflammation, help reduce it, and what do we want to take out that might be causing inflammation and pain. So that nutrition that I teach in here, you're also going to understand why foods do a certain thing to your body. So it makes it a lot easier to follow something when you fully understand why something does something to you. Like if you understand what happens when you eat sugar, what happens when you eat high fructose corn syrup, what happens when you eat artificial sweeteners, when you can fully understand that, when you understand what happens when you have dairy, then you can make better choices. That's when you can make better choices. So that's what I go through in the book with you. But I'm going to encourage you, don't jump to the diet part until you actually go through the mindset part, which is the funnest part. But don't skip that because that's the critical part. And then we clean up your diet for 10 days. And here's the deal, because you might look at it and go, well, I don't like that food, or I don't know that I want that. What I'm going to encourage you to do is just do it for 10 days. Literally, just do it for 10 days. You can always go back to what you were feeling like before. You can always go back to that. So what does it hurt? But when you do this and you see how you can clear up your focus, your energy, you know, you get rid of the bloats, you start feeling great, you start shedding the weight, your skin starts glowing, people start asking what you're doing, you're not going to want to go back. So I'm going to encourage you to try it. And I give you a lot of tips to make it really, really easy, really easy for you. And then I take you through workouts, by the way. And the workouts I take you through, like you can literally do them anywhere. I'm teaching you things like some cool breathing exercises that are going to help de-stress us because that's important. And I'm going to teach you some really simple things that we can do from anywhere. I'm going to walk you through them that are good for your body, that are going to help you thrive, help you get active again, help you feel good about yourself, help stretch. And literally you can do them from anywhere and you get a little mini workout and it's fun. So that's what I've got going on. And then the cool thing is, you all, I have a whole community around this. So if you go to, and if you're on Facebook, if someone wants to type it, this would be amazing because I can't type while I'm a good multitasker somewhat, but not like as talented as typing links on 2 different places right now. So if you want to type www.age-in-reverse.com, that's how you'll find out how to get to the group. And I'm going to be sharing a free 3-part fat loss series in the group for you starting Monday. So I'm excited. And I'm going to be answering all questions in that group related to the book. So this might be like the best $16, $17 you spend all year. That's all it is, by the way. You can get it at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever books are sold. You can grab it, and this could really, literally change your life. It can make the second half of your life the best part of your life. So that's what I've got. Let's see, I'm going to answer some questions. Rivki, you're going to get my book. I love it. Oh, thank you, Mary. Just typed the link. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see, you're a power lifter. That's awesome. Let's see. Thank you, Bev, for typing that. That's amazing. Definitely want to get my book. Awesome. It totally wreaks havoc on your, you know, you guys have a funny story. So I have a girl that came to I do these VIP weekends here. And I'm doing another one in, when am I doing it? July, August, I'm doing it in August. I do VIP weekends here where I have like 8 women come at one time to my house, and we eat together, we work out together, we have deep talks, we do all this stuff. I had a woman come to my last VIP weekend, and she had a serious addiction to Cheez-Its. She's probably watching this right now. She's going to comment and laugh. But she had a serious Cheez-It addiction. And like, she was eating a lot of Cheez-Its. And she was like, she calls me NJ. She's like, NJ, I'm not giving up my Cheez-Its. And I had her make a deal with me that she was going to do the mindset exercises and take this on for 10 days. And she did. And she started feeling great. She's lost 15 pounds so far. And she said to me, she texted me last week and she's like, okay, I was having a breakdown. I was totally craving Cheez-Its. I had to have them. She goes through the whole story with me, how she couldn't find them in the store or the airport. And she finally found them. And she got them and she ate them and they were like disgusting to her. Like she could not believe that she no longer liked Cheez-Its. Like she literally changed her taste buds and is craving these other foods now, which I love that. It's such a success to me. So that's what I'm gonna do with you guys. I'm gonna work with you to literally get you excited, about eating this way and changing your mindset and taking on a new way of living. Let's see. Jay-Z, do I believe in BMI? No, I do not. Because that doesn't account for muscle. It doesn't account for build. So I'm not a fan of that at all. I'm not a fan of BMI at all. I think it's a very dated way to check things, and I don't like it. I'm also not a fan of the scale, by the way. I'm not a fan of the scale because I think the scale lies. I'm a fan of measurements and pictures and how we feel. Do I believe gluten and dairy cause inflammation in the body? Anthony, I don't just believe it. I know it to be a fact. Yes, I do. And there is no gluten or dairy in here. Sorry, Charlie. And if you don't believe me, you don't have to. If what you're doing is working for you, amazing. If you are eating dairy and gluten and you're eating processed foods or whatever the heck you're eating and you are thriving, you don't need me. More power to you. However, if you are foggy headed, if you're in pain, if you're bloated, why are you not trying that? Take it on. Try it. You can always go back to your dairy and your gluten, but try it on. Take it on. It's what I teach in here. And see, you can always add it back later. I'm not going to argue with you. So yeah, I'm not a fan. I haven't had gluten in years, by the way. I'm a celiac. And I find that to be a blessing for me because it kept me away from gluten and it introduced me to unprocessed natural foods. Gluten does not benefit anybody at all. Like you don't need gluten in your diet. It doesn't benefit anyone. And dairy is for cows. We're not calves. We don't need dairy. Do I tell people to never have dairy? No. In my other programs, in Full Body Reset, in Unprocess Your Diet, I introduce people to an unprocessed food diet and I teach about dairy and people have it in moderation. I'm not going to say I never, ever, ever have it. I definitely am guilty of having it at some points. However, I do know that I pay for it when I have it and my pain flares up and my skin changes and I'm bloated and all of that. So if you are thriving, like if you're in the milk industry and you're getting paid to talk about dairy or you're just thriving on dairy, then keep going. You don't need me. If you are not and you're in pain and you want to change, I would challenge you and encourage you to give it up and see how you feel. You can always add it back. And like I said, I'm human. I still have chocolate sometimes. I love cheese. I also know what it does to my body. So I make really wise decisions around it and I don't have it all the time. Let's see. Rivki, yes, it can totally help you with that. Let's see. Do you, Jazzy, you're celiac too? Yes, a lot. I think celiac, it's a blessing that I was diagnosed as celiac, you all, before anyone knew what gluten was, like before it was trendy. I was accidentally diagnosed as a celiac years ago when I had an endoscopy. That's when they put the tube down your throat and do a stomach biopsy. And I woke up to them not knowing. And then 2 weeks later, they called and they had done a biopsy on my stomach. And they're like, you have something called celiac sprue. And at the time, I had never heard of that. No one knew what it was. No one knew what gluten was. And I remember researching it and it was like crazy because I was like, oh my gosh, every symptom I have went away. So I haven't had gluten since, unless it was by mistake. And yeah, I've thrived. And that's what really got me super interested in unprocessed natural foods because I had to learn that way. And I feel very grateful that I was taught that early. And by the way, literally no one knew what gluten was when I was diagnosed. I used to carry a card around to restaurants. My family made fun of me that said like what gluten is. And I would give it to the waitress or the server to make sure the food I was ordering was fine. So now there's a lot more gluten-free options. And actually, I don't love that there's so many gluten-free options now, to be honest with you, because the gluten-free processed foods are almost worse for us than the gluten-containing ones. The gluten-free processed foods typically have a ton of sugar and added junk in it to make it taste good and to make it chewy since there's no gluten. And those can wreak a lot more havoc on our blood sugar. So I'm a fan of just sticking with an unprocessed natural food diet and avoiding a lot of the gluten-free treats. That's what I teach. That's what I do. Let's see. Sounds totally... I love it, Anthony. Definitely get it. Yes, totally get my book. It's a great gift. who doesn't want to, seriously, who doesn't want to age in reverse? Who does not want to age in reverse? We all want to age in reverse. So this is not about this is about health. This is about vitality. It's about having vision, having a passion for yourself. It's about not giving up. That's what it's about. It's not just about looking a certain way. It's about not giving up on your life because you're a certain age, because you still have a lot in you. You absolutely still have a lot in you, and you don't have to accept that you don't like how you look or feel. You don't have to accept that you've lost confidence. You do not have to accept that you feel like it's too late, because it's not. You don't have to accept any of that. You absolutely can still level up your life. You just need a tribe and a support system that believes in you. And that's what I want to do for you. I think this book is a start. I hope you'll join my Facebook group, because that's a whole community around this. And I'm really taking this on, and I want to help you. Mary, you got yours? I love it. Awesome, Mary. I love that. I'm going to if you have any questions, ask away. I'm on Instagram over here and Facebook, so I will answer any questions that I see. Just speak up. Let's see. Let's see. What does it say? Hey, hi, Manar from Saudi Arabia. Hello. Let's see. What else? Make sure I'm not missing any questions here. Got a lot over here on Instagram. Let's see. Oh, yes. Okay, so Livy says, I'm 43, suddenly struggling with slow metabolism, not accepting it. It's as your normal. Good, I love it. So here's the thing. Yes, the fact is things do change as we age. It's what we do with the information that's the problem. It's what we do with the information that's a problem. So it doesn't have to mean a doomsday. It doesn't have to mean things are over. It doesn't have to mean you can't thrive. These are all choices. It's a decision that starts with that change of state. But you've got to take that on and recognize that that's a self-imposed stop, and not let that define who you are meant to still be, because you still have a lot in you. You want to know how to attend the VIP weekend? Nicole, I'd love to have you. You apply. Nicole, you go to NatalieJillApply.com. I have 8 women only at each of them. So if you go to NatalieJillApply.com, you fill out the application. And that way, and then we set up a brief call to talk and see if it's for you. That's what we do. So yeah, anyone can apply. What do you use in place of noodles that contain gluten? Donna, great question. So Donna, I don't do noodles. Now, it's not that I never do them. Like if I want a treat and I want noodles, I might get gluten-free like rice pasta, but I don't think that's a health food. I don't recommend that. So what I'll do is I'll do like zucchini noodles, or I'll do something like that, or glass noodles. Made from bean sprouts, or I'll do something else. I won't do actual noodles unless it's like a rare treat that I want that. I'm not a fan though of processed foods, and even gluten-free noodles are a processed food made from grains, and they spike our blood sugar. They're not ideal. It's really a treat food. It's not something that's a staple in our diet. I would prefer real, natural, unprocessed foods, and I prefer a lot of vegetables. I'm a fan of fruits, nuts, seeds, lean meats, lots. You guys, by the way, I have a ton of recipes in here that are gonna really get you. In fact, there's a recipe in here for chocolate fudge, believe it or not. There's a raw cacao fudge in here. It's good. I've got a chip recipe in here. You're not gonna be hungry. If you grab the book, there's lots of recipes to choose from. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Christine, you ordered it. You're gonna have it Friday. I love that. I love that. Let's see. Most of your friends, I love that. So Mary says, more than my friends noticing my weight change, they notice my attitude change. I love that. Yes, totally. That's the best part. You're going to have a different outlook about everything. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Amy. Amy says she's loving my book. Thoughts on a keto diet. Hi, Anthony. I'm not opposed. I'm just not a fan. So, by the way, you guys, any diet you're doing will work with this. Like, I know some of you are doing my friend Shalene's 131. That will work with this. You can do keto with this. You could do IIFYM with this. You could do any of that with this. This is not going to interfere with that. I'm teaching you a natural food way of eating in that. The reason I don't personally do keto, by the way, and that I don't recommend it, is it's very hard to make that a lifestyle. It's very hard to go extreme no carb and make that a lifestyle. I think there's a place for it in fighting disease. I do. I'm not a fan of it personally. For me, I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's necessary for most people. If that's something you choose to do it, but eat natural foods with it. And I'm not a fan of the absolute no carb either. So if you're doing it in a healthy way and you're adding vegetables as your carbs, you're doing low glycemic fruits, then I'm not opposed to it. And I feel the same way about, by the way, intermittent fasting. I'm not opposed to fasting. I just think it's very difficult to make that a lifestyle, like to eat all your foods in 4 hours. And I don't think it's necessary. One of the things I teach in the book here is called, I call it modified fasting, which just means we take a longer break between meals. So we're not we're not having a spike in insulin. And we give our body more time to digest and process and use nutrients. And I do a longer gap at night. So I suggest doing about a 12-hour window at night of not eating. That's what I talk about as modified fasting. But people get results. I get it on the intermittent fasting. I just don't love it for a lifestyle. I'm all about what can you make a lifestyle? Like what can you make work forever? Because that's the goal. I want to teach you things that will work forever, not teach you things that work for like a moment, because that's not the goal. Do I drink coffee? Yes, I'm not an everyday coffee drinker, but I do like coffee and I'll have it once in a while and I'm not opposed to it. So I have no issue with coffee. More the issue is what's going in the coffee. So if you're adding lots of like fake dairy creamer or like even dairy creamer and sugar or artificial sweeteners, that's the issue. If I'm having a coffee, I typically will add coconut cream, like a whipped coconut cream. I'll add some bone broth protein. So that's how I'll do my coffee. I don't do the artificial sweeteners or any of the fake stuff. Let's see. Oops, comments here. I just pressed the wrong button on Instagram over there. Let's see. This is my new normal. Let's see. Love that. Thanks, Heather. Hi, Heather. You got the book. Awesome. Let's see. It works. I love that. Thanks, Heather. Thanks, Kristen, for putting the link. I'm actually going to pin your thing right there. Let's see if I can pin it. Pin comment. Thank you very much for posting that link right there. Let's see. How do you stay motivated when you have a major setback? Michelle, that's real. It's life. I totally get it. So the short answer to that is that you get to feel the feels of the setback. So I don't know what that setback is for you, but just telling you to bust over it and move on, that's not realistic. So I would say if you're having a setback, you get to embrace what's going on there. Like really deal with that and feel that and move through that. The answer's usually on the other side of that, not like brushing it under the chair. You know, you got to like deal with it. And then it's really focusing on what you can focus on, like what you can do, because the bottom line is you don't have to take a million massive action steps. You have to take some steps forward. So any step forward in the right direction is going to help you. So if you've had a major setback, maybe it's the time, for instance, to create a new vision. Like maybe it's making a new vision board right now. Like what could be possible? Or maybe it's listening to podcasts that are going to help level you up. Or it's picking up a new book. Or learning a new skill, but it's taking a baby step and action towards the right direction and not comparing to past motivation. So taking a step forward, any step forward to move forward to help lift you out of that. Let's see. I have your new book. So good. I have your 7-day jumpstart too. I love it. Let's see. What is she right there? It says Seymour. Mention your friend Shalene. I love that. Yes, she's a good friend of mine and her program is great too. And our stuff, her and I are very aligned on what we teach with food, with unprocessed food. She does hers in phases, but my stuff works with hers works with mine, so no issue there. Let's see. I drink black coffee with organic, unrefined, cold-pressed coconut milk. Can that still cause inflammation? Kay, it depends. For what I teach in here, you're still fine with that. I'm still fine with coffee. What I'm taking out for inflammation is I'm taking out processed foods. I'm taking out artificial sweeteners. I'm taking out dairy and I'm taking out gluten and grains. That's what I take out in here. Now, I don't want that to scare people away from the book because that next thought is like, what do I eat? You're going to be able to eat plenty. And to be honest with you, even if you don't even follow, let's say you get the book and you don't even follow the nutrition part. You just get the book for the mindset part, you're going to see big shifts in your life. So first and foremost, the number one priority is the change of state. And that's what I teach in the first 1/3 of the book. The second part I teach is planning your plate. It's that other part of the transformation triangle where you learn about what foods do, and then you can make your own decisions. And then if you take it on for 10 days, you can see how you feel. And then a third component of the book is the workout part. And again, you can do any one part. I would suggest taking the whole thing on for 10 days and seeing how you feel. What I've experienced from people is they get an increase in focus, increase in energy, they lose the weight, they lose the bloat, their skin starts looking better, people notice, and they don't want to go back. I've had clients that were in my beta. There's one I feature in here, Susanna. She had a lot of pain. She was following other programs. She was losing weight. She was doing my other program. She was losing weight. but she still had a lot of pain. She took this on, she was in my beta for this, and her pain went away. Now many of you know I had my disc rupture a year and a half ago, and I have a lot of pain from that. And I'll tell you, my pain is not 100% gone, but when I don't eat those things and when I follow this, I feel amazing. It's like a very mild feeling that I have. When I eat dairy, when I add those foods back in, the pain comes back, and it comes back with a vengeance, and I feel it a lot more. So it's a big difference to me. So would love for you all to try it. Just ordered on Amazon. Awesome, Patricia. I love that. Name of your new book, Suzanne? It's Aging in Reverse, right here. Aging in Reverse. Thank you, Donna. She's going to go read it right now. I love that. Mary, I don't use whey protein. I did for years. I do not anymore. It is dairy. I've taken it out. Right now, I do use collagen protein and bone broth protein. That's what I use. If you are using a whey protein, I would suggest making sure you're using a very natural brand. Like, you can define all the ingredients in it. The one that I used for years was Isogenics, and I think it's a cleaner version. I just don't personally use whey anymore. I do use collagen, and I use bone broth protein for me personally when I add protein to things. But I don't do, I've gotten away from dairy. The only dairy you'll ever see me eating now is if I have a piece of chocolate, which I've been known to do, or in my once a month when I want a piece of pizza, I'll have like a gluten-free piece of pizza. And I always pay for it from the dairy. So that's what I'll have for dairy right now. Let's see. Awesome. Let's see. Let's make sure I don't have any more questions here. Let's see. You found me from Prevention Magazine DVD. I love that, Diane. Awesome. Oh, you listen to my podcast? Oh, that's so awesome. Yes, you guys, you can order it. You guys, if you order the book, make sure you go to www.age-in-reverse.com, because it does link over to Barnes & Noble and Amazon. But the reason I want you to go to that page is on that page, I also link to the Facebook group. And I'd love to have you in part of that, because it's a free community for anyone that's bought the book. And we are answering all questions over there. I'm going to be launching a fat loss series in that group on Monday. And I want you to have all that information. There's a whole community of supportive people that are also following Aging in Reverse. So I would love to have you in that group. It is totally free. So do that. That's where I would love to see you. Let's see. I don't know what that is, Jan, but thank you. Can you still work if I already do not have dairy, grain, or gluten? Kay, yes. And that actually puts you at an advantage because you already are on board with that. So yes, Kay, I would do it because you're still going to get the mindset and the exercise piece, and you're going to get a lot of great recipes. So that are dairy, grain, and grain-free. So yeah, you're perfect. So get it. You'll have the recipes and some new ideas. And I think that would be amazing. So I think you should definitely do it. Let's see. Oh, you heard me on JJ's? Awesome. Thanks, Diane. Oh, I love that. Okay, let's see. I do protein shakes for breakfast and sometimes dinner. Substitute a meal. Am I able to do this? I can't see your name. Guadalupe? I'm not a fan of that for this. So if you can do this for 10 days without the protein shakes, that would be my suggestion. I want you to, here's the thing, you guys, you can always go back to what you were doing. There's nothing, you have nothing to lose. Try the 10 days. Do the 10 days, take it on, and see how you feel. I'm going to be surprised if you don't feel amazing. So take it on, see how you feel. You can always go back. And then you'll make that decision on your own. So I would not do that. And if you are happy, by the way, you guys, really clear about this. If you are happy right now, like if you don't have fat to lose, if you are feeling energetic, if you've got the amazing focus, if you're feeling amazing for your age, you don't need this. You're good. You don't need it. That's not for you. I'm not here to like switch your habits up. However, if there is a gap there, if you've got the weight to lose, if you are losing that confidence, that focus, that energy, if you want to get that fat off and start looking younger and aging in reverse, feeling younger, that's where I want you to try it on. But if you're like super attached to what you're doing and it's working for you, I am not going to challenge you. You can keep doing it. But this is for if you want to take on a whole nother level and really have this great. Let's see. I love that. You just ordered from Amazon. Thank you. Green Meditate, I'd have to know what was in that, but I'm not a fan of the protein shakes. Let's see. Sherry and on the Energizer Bunny. I think I talk faster when camera's on. I was thinking about this. When I do a Zoom call with my groups, or I'm speaking on stage or interacting in a group, I don't think I talk this fast. I think what happens is all I see is the comments and myself, and there's something about that makes me talk faster, and I need to work on that because that's my self-imposed stop. So I need to slow down. Let's see. Marisa, I love that. She said I was one of the first experts she started following many years ago. I love that. Thank you. Yes. So when I started my journey, I was a single mom that had a lot of weight to lose. This is 10 years ago now. And so many of you started following me then. And to me, I still have a lot of those programs, but I've changed. I mean, I'm 47, I'm approaching 50. I'm dealing with new things. I had that disc rupture. I have new things, and that's why I'm speaking into this now. So my other stuff is still great. Like, I love my 7-day jumpstart program. I love Unprocessed Your Diet. I love all my other programs. I love my DVDs. But this is my truth right now. This is really what I want to speak into. And I've changed, and many of you that have followed me have changed as well, and that's where I'm helping out. Now, I still get messages from someone in their 20s or men. They're like, "Can you help me?" Yeah, I still have those programs, of course. They're not gone. But my focus is really living here because I believe in sharing what I'm going through and what I'm overcoming and what I'm working through, and that's what I want to share with you. And this is where I've been spending my time, my research, my energy. And this is what I know can help serve you right now. So this is what I hope you'll take seriously again. You guys, the book is literally like less than $17. So this could change your life. This could do so much for your confidence, for your energy, for your body, for your health. So you really have nothing to lose except for those things you're wanting to get rid of. So this is worth every penny of it. This is 2 years of me putting blood and sweat into this, by the way, and testing it on a group first and everything. So this is gold. This is gold, and it's in bookstores everywhere right now. So you grab the book, join the group community for free. I'm answering all questions in there. I'm going to be sharing a free fat loss series where I go even deeper. I'm going to be sharing new opportunities with you guys in that group. It's all totally free, so you have nothing to lose. Get the book, join the group, and we're all good. We can hang out together. You got your new little tribe. Is Greek yogurt okay? Amy, it's still dairy. So yes, it's included on my other plans. I do not have Greek yogurt in this book here. So I took that out of here. But yes. All right, all. I have people saying I'm going to bed. Good night. So I think I'm talking too long. All right. Love you guys. Thanks for jumping on. Come talk to me in the Aging in Reverse group. Grab your book. Grab it anywhere books are sold, or age-in-reverse.com. Get the bonuses. Look for me in the group. It is not all about weight loss. Thank you. I saw your comment here. This is a heavy focus on mindsets. It's a heavy focus on nutrition and health and movement. You will lose weight on here if you need weight to lose, but that's not what this is all about. This is about so much more than this. This is because you have so much more in your life. You are not too old. It is not too late. And I'm tired of everyone validating excuses. I'm going to help you find the solutions and help you get to a whole nother level. So love you guys. Thanks for jumping on.